Welcome back to video number 2. We're going to be covering UFC 325. We went 9 for 10 last time on the picks, so we'll see if we can do just as good on this card. To start it off, we got Lawrence Louis versus Sulang Rainbow. Lawrence Louis, from my notes here, sorry, I got my notes on my phone. As you can tell, I take notes of the fights. He's got fast kicks. He's pretty aggressive. He enters with reckless abandonment. He always is looking to exchange. He's been in wars before with other guys, where his chin has been tested. And he's a powerful striker. I think he's a little too wild for my liking. I do think Sulang Rainbow, it's a perfect fight for him because he's pretty measured. He's got great speed, powerful shots as well. He's also very young. I think he's only 20 years old. I think he won his debut when he was 19, so he's a very young fighter. He's got good leg kicks. He exits range when he's done throwing combinations. For all those reasons, I do think Sulang Rainbow gets it done. I do think I see him getting a finish here. I could see second round KO. Moving on, we got Kichiro Nakamura versus Sebastian Sisley. Nakamura throws a lot of good straight shots. He's heavy on his lead leg. He throws a lot of good combinations. He's willing to stand and trade with guys if they are willing to enter the pocket. Willing to give one or take one to give one type of mentality. He's a very crafty striker with the hands specifically, but he can be taken down. And Sebastian Sisley, he's got pretty crazy kicks, a lot of spinning kicks. He's pretty fast. I just don't like that he spins a lot. I think it's really easy for him to get taken down. It's really repetitive too. He throws a lot of shots off his back foot. Not really super powerful. For all those reasons, I do think Nakamura can maybe mix in a takedown just because of the spinning attacks. And I do think that he is a little bit better with his hands. Maybe not with the kicks per se, but with the hands, he is better. I'm going to go with Nakamura here to get it done by decision. Next fight, we have Sang Uk Kim versus Don Mar Fan. This looks like it's going to be just a heavy grappling match. I do think that Sang Uk Kim is a little bit better of a striker, a little bit more crafty on the feet. He's a little bit more well-balanced of a fighter, but I do think Don Mar Fan, I do think he has the better wrestling, and I think it's something if they're both going to lean on, I think he'll have the advantage there in the grappling. I like him to win here. I also think his regional scene stuff, I think it's a little bit more impressive. I know he lost to Killian Salkid, twice. I think he got finished both times, but he's got a little bit better of a resume. I think he'd be undefeated right now if he didn't fight, Killian Salkid. It's a little unlucky for him, but I do think he gets this one done. I do like a decision here for him as well. Next up, we have Khan Offley versus Yiza. Khan Offley, not really been impressive with him in his UFC stint so far. I don't really think a lot of his wins are impressive. Now, to be fair, Yiza doesn't have that many impressive wins either, but just from the eye test, I think, when it comes to Yiza, he's got a lot more power. His striking's much better. And Khan Offley, I think he's just there to be hit, and I think he's pretty chinny. So for all those reasons, I do think Yiza gets it done early. I think he's going to be too fast, too powerful, and I think he puts him away. First round, KO. Next fight, we have Jonathan Mikalev versus Oban Elliott. This is a tough fight to judge because I do think Mikalev's a little bit better of a striker. He's got really good head kicks. He throws a lot of good strikes. He's pretty powerful. And he's pretty rangy and he stays poised. Oban Elliott's a little bit more crafty. He can mix in, the grappling. He can mix in, just different type of looks when it comes to the wrestling. So it's a tough one to say. I do think, every fight starts on the feet. And I do think Mikalev, if he's able to defend some of these grappling exchanges, I do think he has the better chance of winning because I do think he's better on the feet. This seems like a fight that's going to go to decision. I don't see any guy getting a finish here. Mikalev, this is tough. I do think Mikalev gets it done. I'll take him by decision, but I wouldn't be surprised either way if this is 29-28 split or 29-28 either way. I do think both guys win around, but I will lean Mikalev. Next fight, we have Jacob Malkoun versus Torres Finney. This is going to be, kind of a mirror match here. Malkoun's been out of the UFC for a while. I never understood why he was out of the UFC. I know he had that Cody Brundage fight where he got DQ'd. He was dominating the fight. I mean, most of the fights that he has, he's dominant in the grappling, and he's a really good wrestler. I mean, he doesn't tire. He's always got really good cardio. I mean, Torres Finney, maybe not so much with the cardio, but he's very big, strong. He's going to grapple as well. This seems kind of like a mirror match, but I like Malkoun just more with the pressure. Then I can trust him more going 3 rounds. I don't see any of these guys getting finished on the feet or getting hurt in any type of way. I think it's going to be straight grappling. I think Malkoun will be able to grab him, get his back, and then he won't put any hooks in. He'll just punch, and then he'll just ride him and be able to hold top position for a while. And if he doesn't, I think he'll be able to land multiple takedowns. But I'm going to go with Malkoun. I think he gets it also done by decision. Malkoun, I think, is just the better grappler. And speaking of Cody Brundage, he's fighting next against Cam Rouston. I think Cam Rouston gets it done pretty convincingly. Cody Brundage he's got an overhand and some wrestling. He hasn't been impressive so far in the UFC. Cam Rouston made his debut and he won by knockout against Petrosky. I think Petrosky's better than Brundage. He's a little bit more versatile, and he's probably a better wrestler, like actual true wrestling, than Brundage is. I think Cam Rouston's going to be too big. He's going to be too rangy. I think he's going to be able to land shots wherever he wants. He's going to be able to enter and exit whenever he wants to. I don't think Brundage is going to be able to have too much success with the takedowns. I haven't really seen much from him to think that he's got really, crazy just top control or anything like that. So Rouston, I think he gets it done. I think he gets a finish here. I'm going to go with first round KO. Next fight we have is Junior Tafa versus Billy Elikana. This should be a pretty good striking match. I think Billy's better. With the grappling, he's better probably with his hands as well. It's just guys like Junior Tafa, they don't get knocked out. They're willing to take one to give one. This is a weird fight for me because if Billy Elikana wants to mix in the grappling, I think he can. And I think he could probably find a submission. It's probably smarter if he does mix in some of the grappling. But Junior Tafa's got a good chin. He's got really good power. He's got good striking. I think Billy Elikana is going to be a bit faster than him when it comes to the feet. He's got good power as well. For those reasons, I'm going to go with Billy Elikana. I do think he will mix in some of the grappling. And I do think he gets this fight to the ground, and I think he gets it finished by submission. I'm going to go... maybe not first or second round submission. Next fight, we have Killian Salkid versus Jamie Malarkey. I feel kind of bad for Malarkey here. I feel like he gets fed a lot of the up-and-comers that are just very good. Salkid, in his last fight, head kick, knockout, very scary stuff. His striking is phenomenal. His grappling is very good. He mixes in everything really well. The one question you can always have with him is maybe the cardio. Will it hold up for all 3 rounds with a guy as tough as Jamie Malarkey? But I don't know how tough Jamie Malarkey can be in this fight. I do think on the feet, Salkid will land too many good shots, and I do think that he will put him away. I could see this being an early finish, a first-round finish by KO. If not, it's going to be a second-round KO. There's not really much to talk about here. Salkid is the better and more explosive fighter, so Salkid gets it done. And the next fight here, we have Tai Tuivasa versus Taliesin Teixeira. This is an interesting one as well. We haven't seen Tai in a while. We know he's got a good chin. We know he's got some insane power. He's willing to stand and bang, but fighting a guy as tall and as rangy and lengthy as Teixeira, we did just see Derek Lewis, beat Taliesin Teixeira. And Tai Tuivasa has a lot of the same skill sets. So this one's tough. I wouldn't be putting any money on this. I feel like it's a coin flip. I know the odds say Tai Tuivasa plus 250. This one's tough because I think Teixeira can piece him up at range, and I do think he's a better striker than Tai Tuivasa, but I think if they're going to exchange with one another, I do think Tai Tuivasa will land, and I do think he will be able to clip him, as I don't think Teixeira can clip Tuivasa. So for those reasons, I'm going to go with Tuivasa here as the underdog pick. I think he can land a good shot, and I think he can get the knockout here. Teixeira, I think maybe just needs a couple more fights, a little bit more experience, but because Ty's fought some of the top guys. I mean, he's fought Cyril Gahn and guys that are fighting in the title. So he's fought top level competition. And Teixeira, his biggest fight is Derek Lewis, and he got knocked out in the first round. So I'm gonna go with Tuivasa here. Not really sure why the odds are so in favor of Teixeira, but yeah, we're gonna go with Tuivasa by first round KO. Next fight, we have Rafael Fiziev versus Mauricio Hufi. This is kind of a mirror match here. These guys are both really good strikers, both really good with kicks. Fiziev has a really good head movement. He's a really good striker. He's got good cardio, and he's really durable. He can take a lot of shots. I mean, he's also fought the better of the competition. He's fought Gaethje twice, so he's always floating around the top of the division. It seems like he's unable to just get over that hump against guys like Gaethje or top level guys. He's a little small for the division, but he's very good. Hufi obviously is a very talented striker as well. Very crafty, a lot of spinning stuff. Kind of looks like Conor McGregor in there a little bit with his stance and the way he's able to control range, and he's able to make you pay with counter striking. I do think for a while this fight will be at range and they're going to be throwing kicks against each other. I do think Fiziev has more experience going against top level guys, and I think he'll be able to figure it out. I think he'll know what it takes to be able to edge out some of these rounds and to be able to win this fight by decision. I don't see any guy getting finished. I think both guys are just too good of strikers to, defensively sound and offensively. To be able to get finished here. I do think it goes to decision. I'm going to go with Fiziev here to win probably 29-28 if I had to guess. And for the co-main event, we have Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis. In a lot of ways, Dan Hooker is known for taking fights like this and going against guys that are up and coming and being a roadblock for them. I do think in this case, though, he's bit off a little more than he could chew. The grappling of Benoit Saint Denis, the aggressiveness and the forward pressure, I think he's going to get him against the cage. I think he'll be able to land a couple takedowns. And he's very powerful. He's got very, very good top control. Dan Hooker's got obviously really good striking. The one weakness in his game is the grappling. And we've seen that exposed multiple times. I think Benoit Saint Denis is too powerful on the feet, and I think he's going to be too strong in the grappling department. So I see him getting this done. I see him submitting Dan Hooker. I see him getting it done in the second round. So I'm going to go with Benoit Saint Denis second round submission. And for the main event, we have Diego Lopez versus Alexander Volkanovski 2. A lot of people don't think, Diego Lopez did enough to be able to earn this rematch, just getting that win over Jean Silva. A lot of people thought Lerone Murphy, maybe Aljamain Sterling. Who knows? But this is the fight that we're going to be having today. There's not really much change from Diego Lopez from last fight to this fight. I don't see a way that Diego Lopez can make the adjustments to be able to beat a guy like Volk. He has one way to win, and that's to land the big shot and be able to put Volkanovski away. But the Volkanovski's go, defensively sound, and we saw how it played out in the first fight. He did land a big shot. He had big moments, and it didn't matter. He won the fight 49-46. I mean, there's an argument to be made. He won every round. So I don't know if there was enough time, since they last fought for there to be any adjustments for Diego Lopez. And that's really what it comes down to. So there's nothing I can go off of that can make me pick Diego Lopez here. Something in my gut's telling me he's going to find a KO, but all in my head here, it's Volk. This is a clear answer. Usually when guys rematch and they won the first time, it's easier for them to win the second time. Easier. So this time I think Volk can maybe find a finish. I can see him. I don't know if you remember Brian Ortega where he's raining down shots on him in later rounds. I think that's exactly what's going to happen here. I think Volk lands a couple good shots. He tires him, and he's going to put him on the ground. He's going to land some barrage of punches, and I think the ref's going to stop it. I got fourth round TKO, and that's a wrap for everything today. Hopefully we do as well as we did last week, going 9 for 10. We'll see you guys for the next fights.